Hi everybody, I'm really excited today because I've got the new high temperature Ruby nozzle from Triangle Lab. Let's test it. If you are new to 3D printing, you may wonder why would you buy a Ruby nozzle? Well, because this is kind of universal nozzle. It's extremely wear resistant, more than the hardened steel nozzles. So you can print all type of abrasive filaments like carbon PET or carbon nylon or wood filaments. But in the same time, it's not sticky to PLA or PETG. So it can substitute also brass nozzles. And it's not something new to 3D printing. It was introduced in 2016 by Olsen Ruby, which is still the reference up to now. However, I got my Ruby nozzle from Triangle Lab, first because I'm happy with their quality, and second, because the price is a factor for me. So I bought this for 62 USD, and this is still expensive, but 2 times less expensive than Olsen Ruby. I've got it from the Triangle Lab store on AliExpress. The high temperature version is from copper alloy and can be used up to 500 degrees Celsius. It's offered in 0.4, 0.6 and 0.8 mm nozzle diameter. Like Olsen, Triangle Lab has a standard version in a brass body. However, for 7 USD more, get the high temperature one. The copper alloy has better thermal conductivity and is a better choice even if your setup is not ready for high temperatures. Normally, when you buy small piece of metal for 60 bucks, you would expect some nice packaging. Not the case here. The nozzle arrived in a modest transparent box. It is well protected though. I chose the 0.6 mm nozzle for E3D V6 hot end, and it looks very well machined. Here are some close-ups. Now let's install it and test it. Changing the nozzle is a pain with the E3D V6 because I should have access to hold the heater block steady. I had to almost disassemble my adapted Voron print head for this, and I considered seriously switching to the Dragon Hot End or Mosquito. Those offer easy replacement and compatibility for V6 nozzles. On the other hand, if the Ruby nozzle could print everything, there wouldn't be necessary to switch nozzles, and I will stay with the E3D V6. The nozzle is now installed. Let's test it. I will print benches with ABS, PLA, glow-in-dark PETG, and one tough-to-print wood filament. All benches will be printed at 0.2 mm resolution, which is the minimum stable layer height for a 0.6 mm nozzle. First is ABS. By default, the print quality of ABS is lower than PLA and PETG, but it is my favorite filament because of the post-processing options it gives. Here, however, I'm very happy with the printing quality. There are some artifacts due to overheating in the small layers, but other than that, it prints perfect. The PLA prints as expected. It seems okay. For ABS and POA, I use exactly the same profiles and layer height as with my ordinary 0.6mm nozzles. So now we can compare the benches printed with the Ruby and those printed with brass and hardened steel nozzles. The one on the left is printed with an original E3D brass nozzle, and on the right is the bench printed with the Ruby nozzle. The quality is very similar. However, I think there is a bit less stringing with the Ruby nozzle. For ABS, there is a clear difference between the bench printed with an original E3D hardened steel nozzle and the one printed with the Ruby nozzle. I would ignore the bottom layer artifacts with the steel nozzle because those are due to the bed leveling. It is visible though the bench printed with the Ruby looks much better. There are less artifacts and zero stringing. Again, those were printed on the same machine with the same profile and layer height. The only difference is the nozzle. My third test is with glow-in-dark PETG. This is both sticky and abrasive material because it contains phosphorescent pigment. I use this filament for a very first time and my profile is not optimized. I've got some stringing, but other than that the print quality is fine. My final test will be with the filament I fear most. The original oak from ice. This filament is so full of wood particles that it smells and feels like wood. It is very rigid but also highly abrasive. It is also very old. I have it since 2 years and just didn't manage to finish the spool. If there is a clock master, it is this one. 2 years ago, I printed those. The baby Groot and the hollow Drowdy. And I could print them with the all metal kit from Microswiss. All other nozzles were clogging like hell, especially if using retractions. So those were printed without retractions. So this filament was humidifying on the shelf for 2 years. And now I will test the Ruby nozzle by printing a Benchy with retractions. So I think the quality will be awful. What matters here is that I can finish the print. Let's go. For the original oak, you need also a performant direct extruder to limit retractions distance. Here I use 2.8mm retractions. The Ruby nozzle handled the print without clogging. Here is the result. So in conclusion, the Ruby nozzle from Triangle Lab is very capable universal nozzle that will substitute both brass and carbon steel nozzles. It's expensive, but I hope this will be the one nozzle I will have in my printhead for a long time. So thanks for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe. See you for my next project. Bye bye.